As usually, I would like to introduce a bit the idea behind what I will guide today. So we will begin, as in some previous sessions, with something that looks like meta. So we are not necessarily doing it for the typical meta progression. We are not going to think about people, but we are going to use the warmth of that generated feeling or that generated experience. So we will call up in our experience some feelings of physical warmth that's correlated with, for example, the associations that we have with the sun through the color of the sun, and then also some nice feelings that we have felt in relation to people or situations that also make us feel warm and comfortable, so that we could further correlate that with feelings of acceptance, with feelings of, or like with states of less reactivity. And at the same time, developing that physical space is also very useful for formless practices or for removing some parts of our formed experience related to our embodiment, so that we can more freely become aware of those aspects of our embodiment that are not strictly related to the shape of the body, but that just arise in our emotional experience. And I will not guide any kind of processing of whatever arises. I leave that up to you. I will just kind of invite you to become aware of your sensations within the body, whether they are purely sensations of the flesh or whether they are sensations produced within the context of emotions or in relation to thoughts. But it's up to you what you do with those emotions. If you find it important to take an opportunity to explore some of them further, I would also advise you to try and do that at the level of sensations, and that when you feel that there is judgment, to also become aware of that judgment as a sensory experience, to try and locate where it occurs, or if there is any form of attachment or rejection of anything that arises, to try and perceive it on a sensory level as well. I hope that makes sense. And so let's begin. I will invite you, as usually, to take a comfortable position. It is not the goal of this practice per se to evoke some uncomfortable stimuli. For that, it might be more beneficial to make the body comfortable so that we don't need to resist or correct our posture. And for some time, become aware of the breath passing through your nostrils. And with each inhalation, become aware of the passage of fresh air through the nostrils, and gently all the sensations that are related to that around the face. And if you become aware of any sensations arising, for instance, in the cheeks, Allow any feelings of tension to dissipate when you breathe out. Allow any tension around the eyebrows, cheeks, lips, nose to gently dissipate with a stream of breath. And let this willing dissipation of tension go further than the face. So you can put your attention on the ears, and with the out breath, just allow any tension there to fall apart. And you can go at your own pace through the rest of the body. Your head, the neck, shoulders, chest, your back, your sitting area, the legs and feet. Take some time and just synchronize the experience with the breath and allow some coarse or subtle tensions to just slightly fall off and relax and dissipate. And if your mind wanders, just gently bring it back onto the feelings of the breath and the body. Using your will to relax your body into this practice. Now, just briefly inquire, how does it feel here right now? Just use this moment of presence to just observe the body, the mind, just briefly. How does it feel here right now? And now, while focusing on the breath, try and focus on your chest and try and visualize a yellow glowing light in the chest. Like a ball, a glowing ball of golden yellow light, illuminating the space of your chest. And try if you can and see if some feelings of joy or caring arise by themselves. If not, you can think of a situation or a caring person who instantly can make you feel some nice, caring feelings. We're just trying to find this feeling in the chest that we can use together with the glowing light. So if you can synchronize that feeling with the breath, you can allow it to start spreading, and try if you can to allow the light to start spreading as well, so that they are synchronized, that they're now as one. When you are imagining light, you can also feel the physical sensations in the chest. And if that is too complicated, then you can just choose one of those two. So with each breath, try and allow the pleasant feelings in the chest to become ever so stronger. And allow them to spread throughout your body. And with each breath, allow this feeling to expand wider. Imagine that the light is leaving the boundaries of your body. And with each breath, allow it to fill the room surrounding you a bit more and a little more. As if this cloud of warm light is growing with your breath, then maybe slightly shrinking when you exhale. And then you inhale to fill your lungs fully. And you're also filling up the space with light. Allow the power of your breath to infuse the light in the space around you with warmth. Keep it going. You can allow the light to go further, as far as it feels right, as far as it feels comfortable. And try and see that the most of your experience is filled up with warm yellow glow. And try and feel this warmth in your chest and in the rest of your body. It's like you're floating. And now you can keep this visualization present while gently allowing the physical sensations to become a part of your awareness. So allow any physical sensations present within the body to gently arise in this yellow light. They're not arising within the body only, but they're arising within this glowing, warm light. And you don't necessarily need to label them, but just try noting them. Whenever something arises, just gently allow the mind to focus on it for a moment, and then allow it to move to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next. Try and observe pure sensory stimuli arising in this yellow, warm glow. And if the movement of your mind feels very slow, you can try to put some effort into activation of the noting. So there's no need to make the noting extremely fast, but try and not make it like it's like you're drifting into sleep. Try if you can to maintain the warm feeling, but just try and make your mind a bit active with moving the focus. And try and become aware of whether when you try to be more active with the noting, whether the warm feeling dissipate, or whether when you try to recreate the visualization, whether the noting becomes slower. So try to balance these two out so that you can maintain the feeling of warmth, the feeling that warmth and glowing light are filling up the room, and that your mind is still able to move the focus around the experience. And while still seeing that your experience is filled with warmth and glowing light, try and see if you can observe some characteristics of the sensations. For example, warmth, or pressure, or tingling, itch. Again, just imagine that the whole experience is filled with warm yellow light, and that whatever arises in your experience is arising within that space. And if you feel that you're becoming sleepy, perhaps, just try to use your will to invigorate your mind. Try and see if that works. And take a moment to feel into the sense of gratitude towards yourself for practicing and towards the experience in the practice. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.